Welcome to Jake and Trev Review Everything Live. I'm Trev.
I'm Jake.
And here you're joining us, week 39, another momentous occasion. I tried to supersede the disaster last week. For those of you who don't know, last week we were just, for some reason, stumped on a number connection with 38. And it turns out that there were a couple of really obvious ones sitting right in front of us. Jake and I are big Fallout fans. Lucky 38, famous casino from
my
that
dad
game
pointed
series.
that out.
Lucky or the 38 special. My mom pointed
Hold
out.
on loosely.
But don't let go. This week, I found that there are a number of biblical references to number 39, and there's nothing funny about that. Moving right along. It's good stuff. Moving right along. We got some good stuff for you tonight. Got some stuff to discuss. Got some news items.
You know where else we discuss stuff?
Where's that?
Hard segue. Peanutbutterddisaster.com. Unfortunately, we haven't had any new videos up. Actually, no, we do.
We got a new video up today.
We have a new video up. It's Rhinus's, and I was in it too.
It's true.
His review and my review of Wrath. It is a beer called Wrath.
From St. Francis Brewery.
Yep. It was a good one. It was a lot of fun to
check
do.
It out.
It's a short video. It's like 7 minutes. Go check that out.
But, something, I don't know whether it was specifically mentioned, probably couldn't hurt to mention it again. If you're a fan of our studio, Peanut Butter Disaster, you like going over to the site. I love it. Seeing our affiliates. You can now sign up and be a part of the Peanut Butter Disaster community.
Yeah.
You can sign up, make your comments, and your comments will live on in the annals of internet history.
Yeah, and you should, because even though we haven't had a whole lot out in the last couple of weeks, we're going to. And also, now is a really good time to go and check out our backlog. Because we're gonna have a bunch of new stuff coming up soon, so now's the time.
Get ready.
The time.
Ready.
Get ready. Do your homework, but like fun homework. I don't think there's like a opposite of homework. What would you call that? Fun work. But it's not work in it. Home fun.
Home fun. Do some.
Do your home fun. And go to the site. Check out our videos. Check out the rest of PBD's videos. Go nuts. Crazy.
Be a crazy person about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so what do we got to take a look at tonight, Jacob?
All right. Well, first off, let's hit up the comments on the.
We got some questions.
Week 39. Obviously, we put up our Facebook stuffs. Let's see. So we got questions. I know we got
them questions.
All right. First question comes from James Jumpy Klein, a friend of ours back in the day, Jumpy. He said, thoughts on MOBA games and the variation of the free-to-play model? How do they fit in the landscape of gaming, and has it shaped the industry for better or worse? That's a hard one.
Oh, well, I mean, there's an intrinsic connection between MOBA games and the free-to-play model. I don't... Here's the thing. I don't play those types of games, generally speaking. I have some friends who do. I got some serious Dota player allies.
League of Legends also.
League of Legends is also another big one on there. Those are some of the most prominent. And, God, that's just, I mean, more so than other games, it seems like a serious time sink. Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And then, at the same point, they assert that it's a free-to-play game, but there's the whole, fees. You got them hidden fees. You got those things you got to pay for. You don't ever have to buy anything, but it does help you be on an even playing field. Yeah. And then allegedly they hit you with these like screens in between games where it's like, for 99 cents you can get this fucking elite level chest loot chest. Open maybe for 99 cents you can open it up and get some good stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
kind of like a weird psychological trick because they're showing you the image of a chest, So it's now it's not like an intangible thing, even though it still is a very intangible thing. It's like, here's the chest. What's in it? Could be yours.
Just leave it
There's
there.
a chest there. I can see it, and
Man,
it only cost me 99 cents to open it.
We have been programmed by video games hard.
Skinner box.
Skinner box.
We all got Skinner box.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's not like it is a okay. I got this.
He's got it.
Right off the bat, I want to say that it is kind of like a sport. You're playing on a team. You're playing against other teams. You know, you're in front of your computer on your keyboard and your mouse or whatever. So the idea of MOBAs in general is nice. Haven't really played any myself. Apparently, they date back further than recently. But
for those of you who don't know the acronym, MOBA, that's multi-user online battle arena.
Yeah,
a multi-user online battle arena.
So it's basically anything where there's a bunch of people. You know, it's not so much like a Team Fortress. I guess it could be like Team Fortress. I don't know what how stipulations work in that, but I would say that I don't really like the free-to-play model that much. Like you were saying, like they kind of stick it in your face. You don't have to do the stuff to buy the stuff, but yeah, you're encouraged to.
You're encouraged to either buy a hard or soft draw. You know, if you are on a team, you get to also see your team members who are springing a little bit of their own.
You might not
cash
even
on
be
it.
able to get on a good team without
without having
stuff.
some loot and stuff. So.
Yeah.
And in general, the free-to-play model is really troublesome because it's definitely in that kind of Skinner box territory where they give you those easy psychological rewards for spending a little bit of money, and
yeah. Oh well, tiny tangent here. And we'll get to this in a second. It's on the list of tiny tabs up in our browser here.
So small.
Oculus Rift was just bought by Facebook, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, Facebook's gonna make it, you know, microtransactions and stuff like that." And somebody was like, "Oh, well, they've been doing that since the arcade." And it's like, no, like your argument is invalid, because arcade games were set up like someone would have to buy the machine, put it in their business, and then pay it off with all of the quarters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of the exact opposite. When you're talking about I guess it's kind of similar. You're talking about to play the entire game, you have to keep dropping quarters in, but the cost of the game to play it, I mean, it's not a permanent one like a home console or a PC or something. But then at the same time, like free to play, you get the game for free, and you know the same with Facebook and stuff like that. And you do pay a little bit here and there, but you don't necessarily need it to beat the game for the most part, or really play it at all.
Here's the other angle on it being like the arcade. In America, especially, in other countries, I'm not sure. I don't know how it is in Canada. Any viewer from Canada?
Yeah.
Who might be able to help us, and let us know. But like here in the States, the arcades are basically dead.
Yeah.
There are a few hangers-on. There's like the Dave and Buster's and Chuck E. Cheese
I feel like that's
places.
more of like a throwback thing, though. It's not a viable. I feel like there's a niche market enough.
Right, but what I'm saying,
but it's not like all over the place like it was.
But to try to stay concise here, but my point is that America has essentially soundly rejected the arcade as its primary distribution of video games, and where we're getting our video games and how we play our video games.
Yeah.
And so, trying to get back into the model where we were literally paying for every play sounds nice on paper, but you have to remember, video game industry, we all said we didn't want that with our dollars already.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing. I mean, like, when you're talking about consoles, you're talking about you pay a flat fee, you get a game, and the game is whole, and you can play it, and you can replay it, it's yours, you don't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, they've been trying to mess with that model, and free-to-play is one of those where it's, you can play the game for free, we'll give you the game for free, but then, in return, we need you to buy some stuff. And I've said before on the show, like Kingdom of Loathing or Elements, the card game, those are a couple things that I paid for extra stuff, not just to have cool stuff in the game, but because I enjoyed the game and the developers needed the money. They weren't like a big studio or fucking, Mafia Wars.
Can I paint this like really sinisterly for a second? Like it's kind of like a drug dealer. Your first hit's free. Hey, you want to be a dungeon guy. You're gonna have a dungeon, and it's gonna go and do the things. And you're going to have people coming in, stealing your stuff, but you got all kinds of traps and monsters, right? Well, guess what? You want to keep playing? Just a little bit of money. just a little bit. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's about the process of selling a game. Mm-hmm. Whereas we're used to, over the last 20 years or so, buying a game, getting it whole, being able to play it. Now we have, like, recently, we started getting, like, DLC. And DLC was kind of the beginning, because you like pre-order DLC or like add-on DLC later, and the prospect is really nice because you have a whole game. Like for example, like Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, both huge games. You can put a whole bunch of time into them. You go around every corner of the map, you got plenty of game in there. Mm-hmm. And then they had more game, and it was like awesome. It augments the experience. It makes it better. It's almost like having like another game. Mm-hmm. I mean, and when what was it, Left 4 Dead 2 came out, like everyone was really pissed because it was like, oh, you can use melee weapons and there's new levels. Why isn't this like a DLC?
This should have been a DLC.
It should have been a DLC, and I agree to an extent. I feel
like
it's a full game.
It did seem to come out pretty quickly on the heels of the first one.
Yeah, and it was released as a separate game for $60. So I could understand that too. Mm-hmm. But one of the big problems, like when Batman Arkham City came out, and I'm finding this problem right now. I already let me bring this up, and I don't want to stray on this topic too long, but I recently dropped in Arkham City in my 360 to start playing it over again, using the same profile I used to play it, and it was like, oh well, you still need the cat. You have to be online. You have to get the Catwoman code again verified so that you can play through with the Catwoman. Which, if you don't know, in Arkham City you play as Batman, but if you pre-ordered it, you got the Catwoman thing, which is actually a huge chunk of the story. I'd say it's like 20% of the game in total. Like, they later on had DLC where you could play as Robin, and I think and Nightwing as well. And those added to the story, but Catwoman kind of like, the storylines intersect throughout the storyline.
Right.
So, yeah, it's just...
So it was kind of a section of the game that was set up with a pre-wall, like a paywall right away, unless you happen to be the pre-order. If you didn't pre-order it, well, then you better get buy the special Catwoman.
But I already did all that.
Play the whole game.
Yeah, and I already did all that on my hard drive, and they're still like, no, you have to do it again.
I'm not convinced this is legit, your Xbox said, because I can't call in.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's bullshit. So, say the business model... I feel like you can get away with DLC if it adds to the first game. But if you're giving out an incomplete game and you're charging people for the pieces of it on top of the $60 they paid for an incomplete game, that's bullshit. Free-to-play games, I don't have a problem with, as long as that is mostly a whole experience with added bonuses for people who really like the game. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense.
Sure.
Because, it's free to play. Mm-hmm. You're getting a game for free. You know, if you pay the average cost of a game, like $60 into it, and I guess, I don't see why not, if you really like the game.
Yep. In the chat, Jed Troubadour, Apple Menzel, and Kira Kennedy are both talking about how you cannot go into a Chuck E. Cheese without being accompanied by a child. It's true. It'll be a little weird. If I had to go in there, I'd walk right up to the manager and say, listen, take out my wallet, take out my driver's license. This is who I am. I'm not trying to obscure myself or try to ghost through. I'm just here to play the games. I don't have any kids. I just want to play the games. I'm not going to be any trouble. If the kids want to play a game, I'll let them. Whatever. There's nothing creepy going on here.
I would also like a beer.
Also a beer, please.
Because they serve beer at fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
Really?
Yes, they do.
Oh, well, I would definitely like a beer then.
Yeah.
You've already seen my driver's license.
Go to Chuck E. Cheese. Get drunk.
Get yourself
Get drunk.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Go to Chuck E. Cheese and get drunk in front of strangers' children.
Delightful.
Yeah.
Use that as your marketing slogan.
All right. So that was our first question. We'll get to our second question in a second. All right. We got a few ones in this one. Let's let's do the lightning round a little early here.
Okay, kind of going through a little connected story here. Avengers: Age of Ultron.
The new Avengers movie.
There's some set photos that have come out here recently, and they are depicting, allegedly depicting
Allegedly.
Ultron.
This is from IO9, by the way.
Right. Allegedly depicting Ultron. If you are not in the know, the next Avengers movie is Avengers: Age of Ultron.
And Ultron is the guy whose age it is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a robot.
He's a robot, and he's a bad guy. That's all you really need to know.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's the
robot
whole
bad guy.
it's the whole worthless fleshlings. Kind of I'm better than all of you.
It's the three rules of robotics.
Humanity is obsolete.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Except for the screenshot of him from the movie, he looks like a goddamn Transformer.
He looks like an Autobot.
Avengers, roll out! Like, what the fuck?
And not to go off on a tangent on this story as well, but I mean, if for those of you, have you guys seen the promotional trailer or pictures of what the Sentinels are supposed to look like in X-Men: Days of Future Past?
They look
Same thing.
They look like Autobots.
They all look like goddamn Transformers. And, I never in my life remember looking at any of these three separate properties and saying, oh yeah, it's the same thing. Not once. So, I mean, I guess it's all kind of about what's like the hot art trend or whatever. There's something, marketable.
There's something to be said. See, the Autobots, part of the reason that this Ultron looks like an Autobot is that he's shiny and silvery.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a lot of, lining and definition on his, suit. I don't know. See, but that bugs me, though, because that's the part that's very similar to Transformers. Why can't we have just, a simple, it's something that bugged me about the original X-Men movie, was that they had, the leather costumes with all the piping and everything, and it was, yellow and blue. That's all you need. Yellow and blue. That's all you need. I mean, yeah, I get, they gotta wear leather because it's modern and they don't want to look like stoops, but, I mean...
However, I'm not going to let this possibly bad Ultron design. I'm sure it'll look a little different.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It's from the shoulders up too.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure he's got toaster gun arms.
Drunky.
Just imagine I got toasters on the ends of my fists. Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm imagining it. Andrew Betts wants to know, what about Red Fang?
That was the pre-show. We were listening to Red Fang.
In the pre-show, we were listening to some Red Fang, Andrew. An excellent metal band.
We threw a link in there for the Red Fang prehistoric dog video.
Great video.
Good for if you're a LARPer, you'll know exactly what's going on in that video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enough said. Let's see, Spider-Man 2 pictures. I don't understand this. All right, let's keep going. Doctor Who, Game of Thrones.
Oh,
a bunch of spoilers for Game of Thrones.
All kinds of Game of Thrones spoilers.
Walking Dead spoilers.
Yeah, the thing is with the Game of Thrones, there's a, if you read the books, there's a good chance you know what's happening next, roughly. They made a few, changes. Case in point, in the TV show, they used one bastard for the role another bastard filled in the books. So at one point, one of Robert Baratheon's bastards was going to be used for some sort of blood ritual, and that was Edric Storm, who lived in Storm's End, and in the TV show they used Gendry, who was from King's Landing. And so, the setup is sort of similar, it's just they use different characters. So there's little twists on the story from the book to the TV show. So, but with Walking Dead, which I also noticed on the extra spoilerly morning spoilers report, they really kind of mix things up from the book to the TV show.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, they kind of did that in the first season. They just went way off on a huge tangent.
Sure.
I mean, they end up in a prison, like in the books.
And I'm going to ask all our guests a question. Would you like to have us have a little bit more serious talk about The Walking Dead?
No.
We do happen to have a Walking Dead expert in the house with us, who I could peer pressure into appearing onto the show if I really tried hard enough. So, if you guys want, let us know if I need to put some peer pressure on our guest in the house tonight. Otherwise, we can leave my wife alone. Moving right along.
There's a picture of Sean Pertwee as Alfred for the new Gotham show. Sean Pertwee?
Have I seen him before?
I don't know.
Can I say it again? Do we need to say it again?
We don't need Gotham. Gotham is the show that no one needs or deserves or any of that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it because I have to see. I have to know what do they think they're doing on a Fox based. I don't know. It's weird, but I'm curious. I'm curious, definitely.
Okay, well, I mean, I you know what? I was thinking about it just now. And, like, you know how you set certain tasks on the background of your computer?
Yeah.
I had something going from, like, a couple weeks ago when we first learned about that just finally finished its completion.
Okay.
And I figured out what this is about. Some people have postulated, I've heard this in arguments on the internet before, that the most interesting thing about Batman is, in fact, not actually Batman, it's his rogues gallery. So, what this is that someone says, if the most interesting thing about Batman is his rogues gallery, then surely the most interesting thing we could do is reveal all of their untold origins and so forth in a format we haven't seen already. That's what this is.
Yeah, but...
Someone's cashing in, or trying to cash in on everyone's affection for Batman's rogues.
I think people forget, though. See... This is about actually, this goes along with the thing that people want, or people deserve and don't want, or need, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Is that people have a pretty good idea of what they like, but I don't think that a lot of people can describe it properly. So when everyone says, "Oh, I love Batman's Rogues Gallery," yeah, I do too, but you can't really have it without Batman.
They cannot exist in a vacuum.
No, because okay, look at the last Batman trilogy, right? It was really good. Obviously, everyone loves the second one. The third one was pretty good too. First one was pretty awesome. But it all needed Batman. Say what you will about him being all gravelly voice and everything like that. Like, he needed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I would love to see a cut of all three of those movies without Batman, and see how well that would stack up. some craftily edited something. I don't know.
Okay, in the chat, Andrew Betts says yes, do it. He thinks I should try to force my wife to get on the show tonight. Phyllis Peterson writes, another movie to ponder, the new Terminator 4 with the old wrinkled skin Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's it, we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Well, here, we'll talk about it right now.
And I just wanted to address real quick, Kira Kennedy writes that Sean Pertwee would be the third Doctor's son. And yes, you were right, I had wondered why I couldn't... Pertwee. It's the name.
I was thinking it too, but
I should have known. I feel ashamed. Anyway, but
do you have that pulled up, or
yeah?
There's a video on MTV.com of an interview with Arnold Schwarzenegger where they're like, "Well, how are you going to pull this off?"
Right, and since we don't think anybody should watch MTV unless they absolutely have to, we're just going to kind of cut to the chase for you here. Arnold says it will be challenging. But he brings up the fact that they have the metal skeletons, they have human skin on the surface.
Which is true.
It's a synthetic human skin, but it's a human skin.
It has to be because that's the only way. That was the Deus Ex Machina that got the Terminator back in time, because you couldn't, that's why they show him naked, is because you can't bring anything with you back in time. You have to be organic.
Right. It has to be wrapped in skin. Although that always leads to the question of why didn't they then send a future assault rifle that was wrapped in human skin?
Yeah, or something. Does it have to be living human skin?
I guess. Okay, but in any case,
a little morbid, but
But because of the Terminator models have human skin, it makes sense then that they would age. So if I see what you're getting at, Arnie. If theoretically a T800 model were to...
or T500, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's T800. Anybody want to correct either one of us on that?
Or T100, maybe?
Wait,
the first one was 100.
See, well, the thing is that there's there's like the T100 generation, and then there's like different submodels in there, as how I understand it.
Well,
but I could be way off base.
Well, and in 2, I think he was like a custom built from John Connor from the future.
Sure. But okay, so the point being is that if one of those Terminator models were to not get killed off, it would continue to age like a person would age. At least their skin would. So eventually, if they were left to their own devices, they would turn into wrinkly old Terminator men.
There's a good chance they'll probably mention it in the movie. They kind of have to.
Mm-hmm. But what's more interesting is he also talked about how there were going to be multiple versions of himself from different points in time.
Ooh.
So there would be like a older, like currently him, and they're probably going to have like a CG'd, younger version of him. And I'm kind of interested in seeing them kind of play with that if they're going to do it in reverse. Like, we've always seen them come from the future to the past. Wouldn't it be interesting if we took it in the other direction? I think it would be at least worth a script read.
Yeah.
At least worth a script read.
At least. Definitely. Actually, let's jump back to the questions here.
Back in the question.
Let's see. Are you guys excited? This is from Jamie Ganzel. Are you guys excited to see the new Peanuts movie? How do you think today's generations of kids will respond to it? Ooh, that's a toughie.
I'm not particularly hep on Peanut news. But I don't think that's like a very. I don't know if it's ever been a very relevant situation. Is it like a latchkey kid thing where, because the parents aren't involved in any way, shape, or form with the Peanuts kids?
I mean, look at Muppet Babies. Those are babies, and they leave them to their own devices.
Well, I mean, the nanny comes in pretty regularly and checks on them.
I suppose. Yeah, but
even Calvin's mom and dad are just completely hairy dealing with them.
I assume it's like a latchkey kid thing. I don't know. It's pretty standard. Around Valentine's Day, at the stores and stuff, they had DVDs of all the Peanut, the Valentine. We Love You, Charlie Brown, or whatever the Valentine's Day movie was, and I realized how many fucking Charlie Brown movies they have.
Oh, a ton. Just a pile.
Yeah. They got the Halloween one with the Great Pumpkin.
There's one indictment, though, against Peanuts as a franchise that I cannot get past, and why I will not be very excited.
Okay.
It's that in the, I want to say, 40 years that Peanuts have been a thing.
Oh, it's more like 50 or 60.
Okay. So in the 50 years...
I don't know if you guys know, correct us, but...
In the 50 years that the Peanuts have been a thing, Charlie Brown has never, ever kicked that football. Not once has he ever got to kick the football. And that's bullshit.
That is bullshit.
It's bullshit.
I agree.
I'm done with the Peanuts.
I agree. But yeah, it's going to be CGI. That's the big... See, that's the big point about it. It's going to be CGI. I don't think you can capture it. The art's the whole deal. It's the same with, the Smurfs and Alvin and the Chipmunks. You're completely transforming it into something different. Same. Well, Transformers gets away with it because
that's what they do.
Because that's what they do. And Michael.
It's their whole prestige. I don't know.
But yeah, I'm not. It's like any other kids movie turned CGI. I'm not that excited to see it. Hey, if somebody says it's really good, I'll fucking watch it. But I don't sit and watch kids movies all the time. Come on.
Okay, we're going to try to move through a few. We got a lot of stories to bring up here tonight.
Those are our questions from the...
Those are the questions from the chat, or from the pre-show. Right. If you have any questions for us, please leave them in the chat. We'd love to answer your questions live on the air.
Ask them Qs.
Ask them Qs, son.
All right, so real quick here, and I'm going to say cover your ears. We're gonna do a hand spoiler here.
Yeah. So if you don't want to hear something kind of,
it's about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It's about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's pretty spoilery.
So earmuffs now.
Earmuffs. Turn off your thing now and wait for us to go. What?
Yeah, when we do this,
that means we're ready.
We're done with the spoilers. All right. So recently, Agent Coulson figured out the whole Tahiti thing, and there was a blue alien there. It's like, blue alien? What the fuck?
What's a blue alien?
The first thing I thought was the Kree, because the Kree are blue aliens.
Naturally.
Well, it turns out that the actress who plays Skye on the show, Chloe Bennett, announced on the red carpet interview for some fest, Pally Fest. This
Paley,
is also
Paley Fest.
Pally, whatever. This is from IO9. Apparently, she basically said, "Yeah, he's a Kree."
It's a Kree.
It's a Kree.
Well,
which ties into Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, yeah, Kree. For those of you who don't know, I feel like I say that a lot. For those of you who don't know,
well, we impart knowledge. Why would you be watching this if you didn't know, or if you did know, or I don't know, we're fun.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
I have to assume.
But yeah, for those of you who don't know, they're a pretty prolific race from space in the Marvel universe. They are the progenitors of the Captain Marvel, Marvel's Captain Marvel, the Kree warrior known as Captain
Marvel.
Marvel, yeah.
Marvel.
But and you know, they've been involved in all kinds of other things. So yeah, having a Kree kind of show up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of a setup here that we're gonna learn a little bit more about the world that the Guardians of the Galaxy are gonna take place in. I get the feeling. So
all right, so we're good. Done spoiling for you.
We're done.
All right. There's a new. Also, we're getting into production stills here some more. There's a new picture of Green Goblin.
Yeah, feel free to look this up. New production still, Green Goblin. Wow, I don't know how to react to that.
You know, in the trailer, there's a lot of CGI, and I just assumed it was Norman Osborn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that's kind of the progression. You get Norman Osborn, you get Harry Osborn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in this one, apparently, it's going to be Harry Osborn.
They're just They're gonna go straight to Harry as the first Green Goblin in this new Spider-Man series. And
he looks scary. Well, he doesn't look like he doesn't have a mask on. Or anything.
He doesn't got that stupid mask on. They also didn't go with the other original Spider-Man trilogy, like the makeup test. Anyone seen that?
Oh,
where it's like a more very goblin-esque
classic comic book.
Right.
It just doesn't play though. That's one thing. You know, I'm all for having the movies stay truthful in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's always good. But who's gonna fucking buy that?
Right.
Dude rolling around in a green rubber mask, looking like the front of Emilio Estevez's truck in Maximum Overdrive. Are you fucking kidding me?
It wasn't his truck, but that's fine.
Whatever.
That was a great reference.
Yeah.
Thank you. Maximum Overdrive. No, I don't like it. I don't like this new look either. Like, they're going for this, like, where it's... Wow, this is going to get really obscure. For those of you who play Werewolf the Apocalypse, it's like the...
Really obscure.
It's like the Glabro form. It's kind of like a proto-man, like, very bestial, very, very wild and savage looking, but also very ugly in this case. His teeth look kind of
like... He looks like a man-witch. He doesn't look like a warlock. He looks like a witch.
But a man-witch. Not a man-witch, which are delicious.
Yeah, those are delicious.
But a
this
man-witch
is not delicious.
A man-witch.
Yeah. It's interesting, but yeah, it's really hard.
I disagree. I disagree with it as an idea. Okay.
Here we go. We're going to watch this trailer here. Wow, we got a couple of trailers to watch. How much time? Oh, man. We are halfway through the show.
Wow.
This is the Halftime Super Trailer Show.
Halftime Super Trailer Show. We're going to watch the trailer for Transcendence. It's a sci-fi movie with Johnny Depp. Look it up online right now.
We'll hold off for a minute here.
We'll hold off for a minute here, just so you can have open up an alternate tab.
Here, you know what?
Get an alternate. We're posting the link. We're posting the link.
We're gonna give you the link here. We're gonna
go to this link, guys.
We're gonna go on to the next thing, and then once we're done with that, we'll jump back here. So.
Okay, so we're gonna give you a couple more seconds here to kind of get there. Yeah. Nah, don't. That's
skipping it.
This one's really interesting. You've probably heard of like Farm Simulator and Train Simulator.
Oh yeah.
There's a new game that somebody's made here called Goat Simulator.
And it's kind of a take up.
Tongue in cheek.
Yeah, it's a send up of simulator games. I feel, at least from the trailer, where you play a goat. Mm-hmm. And your whole existence is just wreaking havoc.
Just like hitting people and like causing explosions. I'm pretty sure I saw the goat in a rocket pack at one point, whipping around with like trailing a guy behind him.
I think he knocked a dude onto a treadmill and he like rocketed across the street or something like that.
So it's just a goat causing absolute mayhem.
It's awesome.
It's delicious in its simplicity.
But there's a trailer for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very similar to
the trailer for Dead Island. For those of you who recall that game when it came out, it had kind of a viral trailer that was really kind of big deal, where it was showing things happening in slow motion and reverse, and they kind of do the goat simulator as a send up of that. It's pretty good. You should check that out. Take a look online.
Yeah, I would love to do this as like a let's play or something.
Oh, that'd be great. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Okay, but the trailer, you should have it up right now. Okay,
all right.
And we're going to start it. Go get ready to hit play. We're going to hit play.
Wait, hold on. It's there.
Now.
All right. So this is I don't know anything about this movie.
I haven't seen a thing. I've seen
we have another trailer we don't know anything about.
Man, we're behind on our job.
My partner in science and in life, Dr. Will Castro.
All right, we got some JD, some Johnny Depp.
Requires us to unlock the most fundamental.
He's doing a TED Talk, a Depp Talk.
A Depp Talk.
There's some Highlanders.
Imagine a machine with a full range of human emotion.
Oh, okay, so they're making like a artificial life.
I can't do that, Depp.
And the collective intelligence of every person in the history of the world. Some scientists refer to this as the singularity. Professor? I call it transcendence.
Oh no!
A series of attacks conducted by a radical anti-tech group known as Rift.
An anti-AI group.
We lost decades
no.
of research and development.
It's radiation poisoning. The bullet must have been laced with it. The effect is irreversible.
Polonium, probably.
Will's body is
Oh man, they took him out Hugo Chavez style.
Yikes.
That's a controversial political statement, by the way.
Not like this. Assuming that this works.
Oh man, they're gonna kill his body.
But they're gonna make his brain live
You
on.
know who you're dealing with.
What's this, Lawnmower Man? What the fuck?
Everything's Lawnmower Man, Jake.
Oh my god. I can't feel anything. I'm here.
Oh no.
I need more power. It may be intelligent, may even be sentient. This is not well. Shut it down.
Shut it down! It's him!
Your friends crossed the line. They don't know the danger.
Uh-oh.
So how do we fight it?
You're gone.
Technology has gone beyond our reach.
Johnny Depp is
The
Skynet.
real will die. It will start to evolve.
Where's the machine?
To influence. Perhaps the entire world. Where are you going?
I'm not really sure what's...
And then somebody activated Helios 1.
Right. Oh, that looks pretty interesting.
Seems interesting.
You know, Johnny Depp, the man of many faces. I guess this is interesting to me because I've always personally been interested in the whole debate surrounding
Skynet. He's
artificial intelligence.
Skynet.
Yeah, he's Skynet. That's true. Also, yeah, no, but you know, asking those questions of where does consciousness lie? You know, what is it to be alive? Can something that doesn't live and breathe be alive? You know,
Yeah.
And actually, it handles an even more kind of weird aspect of it. It's if you were to somehow like capture the synaptic map of what your brain is like and like do like a whole image thing and like somehow record your memories or whatever and put that onto a computer. Is that you? Are you on the computer now, or is it just something that thinks it's you?
I think that's part of it, you know, just from the trailer. I think that to not raise further questions, it's a dude that has to be dying. Because what if they just did that to somebody who is alive? That'd be fucked up. It's like cloning yourself, except for yourself has control of, like, computers and shit. Ugh.
Coffee down the wrong pipe. Sorry, guys.
But yeah, it looks interesting. I would see it. I don't like a rush out. But... and what we were talking about earlier, Oculus Rift. There's a lot of stuff surrounding this. It was a Kickstarter a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like last year, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And they were creating VR goggles, basically.
The Oculus Rift.
Yeah. You can like look around and you can play your video games. It's in kind of 3D, you know. and they recently got bought out by Facebook. Mm-hmm. And that's a huge deal because it's Facebook.
A lot of people hate Facebook.
Yeah.
Perhaps unreasonably, perhaps not. I've heard some people with legit claims to be angry at Facebook. I've heard other people who are just angry because Facebook wants them to play games. It's like, well, dude, that's...
You can block it.
That's fine.
Just block it.
Just let it go. But kind of the bigger story here is that what's it going to be like now? Is Facebook going to just let them continue its business as usual?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if their company got bought out, if they're still going to be working on it, or they bought like all their specs and stuff.
Yeah, did Facebook buy the lab and then like kick everybody out and like put it on lockdown, and a bunch of like guys in like blue hazmat suits that say Facebook on the front come in there?
We gotta make everything clean.
Yeah, and just start spraying this pink foam all over everything. Yeah. No,
get back to the lab. Strike president.
I'd be pretty concerned if that was what was going on.
Because Oculus Rift is AI.
But right, it's all in there. But the other thing is that Facebook has, like I said, left a lot of things that it buys alone. An argument I've seen, made several times already is that, like, take Instagram for an example. Facebook bought Instagram, and then Instagram didn't really change. It's still Instagram. It still works the way that people wanted Instagram to work. So what's everybody's problem? That's owned by Facebook? Sorry. We got two quick stories here about this Oculus Rift Facebook deal. Number one, apparently Notch, the creator of Minecraft. I love Minecraft. I was Minecrafting today. Said that that there was going to be a port of Minecraft to the Oculus, and that he just canceled the deal because Facebook creeps him out, bruh.
Whatever, it's his game.
It's his game. If he doesn't want to make that crazy Facebook money, that's just fine. Yeah.
Notch was also sure to point out there is an existing mod that lets you play Minecraft in Oculus Rift.
It looks cool, though it's not official.
Yeah. And also from Kotaku, this article. Whatever. I mean, that sucks. I love Minecraft, and I don't know if I would ever be able to afford an Oculus Rift. I actually did an eBay search while we were researching this, and it's like $300. Mm-hmm. Like, you can get... Because when they did the Kickstarter, they gave out developer kits for, I think, about $300.
Right.
For the Kickstarter, so... you can buy it for that. If you want to know how the Oculus Rift is, and you want to spend 3/5 of your next-gen money for a pair of goggles, then, be my guest.
But the other Oculus story that we have is that that backers of the Oculus Rift Kickstarter are apparently, and unfortunately with the way that news works on the internet, it'll literally be like a handful of people.
Yeah.
Who are actually demanding. I looked on
people are upset. It's like 2 people.
Right. Well, that's 2, bare minimum. No. Well, we looked on the Kickstarter page, and some of the comments concerning this since then were pretty negative. But allegedly, Kickstarter backers are demanding refunds, and it's like, wah wah. Sorry, guys, that's not what happens. That's not what you do. Was what was said that you were going to get in the Kickstarter rewards, was that delivered? Yes? Then you get nothing.
You get nothing.
Good day, sir. It's over. I mean,
and that's the problem, because I feel like the idea of Kickstarter isn't really fully, people don't fully understand what Kickstarter is. And I can tell you right off the bat, Kickstarter, it's not a shop.
Nope.
You're not paying. It's not like Amazon or eBay or anything. No. You're not paying for something. You're paying money. You're donating money.
Right.
And in return, you get stuff for tiers of your donations.
Rewards.
Right. You get rewards. So, for instance, like I said, you pay $300 for the Kickstarter for the Oculus Rift. You get a developer kit. It was delivered on. Everybody got their stuff. But you're also not buying into the company.
Right.
You're not buying any
equity. You're not a backer. You're not an investor. I mean, you're a backer, but you're not an investor. You don't own any of the company. You don't get to make any decisions. You don't get to make any expectations from the company now that you've received your thing. And so, I mean, people are upset because they
sucks.
sold out.
I mean, I would be if I backed this
because they were bought out. Big deal.
Yeah, they're probably going to keep doing the same thing, like you said. I doubt Facebook's going to be like, all right, now we're just going to do Farmville. The Oculus Rift is now going to be called Farmville.
Farmville Rift. It's not what's going to happen.
It's not going to happen. So I understand the disappointment, but I also think that, that's the risk you take. There's no guarantees.
Okay.
There are some things that weren't even made that people backed on Kickstarter
Sure.
and they never got their money back, so...
Could be a lot worse. And it could be a lot better. Recently, it's been there's some news here that the directors from Lego Movie, which would be Chris Miller and Phil Lord, yeah, Chris Miller and Phil Lord,
Daniel Day-Lewis,
co-directors of wow, that's not helping. Co-directors of the Lego Movie, which, if you are a J&TRE viewer, you know that Jake and I thought was pretty darn good.
Yeah, you need to watch that video.
Watch the video if you haven't. You can find out exactly how...
You
watch it. Find out exactly how good we thought it was, but in any case, turns out the Lego Movie directors are in talks to helm the Ghostbusters reboot. Well, I mean, it's not quite the vein of that I would immediately think of, but... you need a
Ghostbusters is a comedy.
You need a good comedy backing, and they can certainly provide that. And I'm interested. I'm in.
I mean, picture
sign me up for that newsletter.
It'd be awesome.
Pretty good stuff. Okay.
Oh yeah, we were going to talk. We're not talking specifically about this article. It's on. Okay. First off, we should say that it caught our eye because it says it's for movieswithbutter.com. And, peanut butter disaster.
We're the movie butter people, obviously.
Yeah.
We talk about movies and there's butter in our name, so,
so
the fuck out of our business.
We got this market cornered.
You change your name. But they have an article about Game of Thrones.
This is the headline.
Movies heading to the big screen, ? And then it kind of talks about how it's been talked about and some people think they should. And then... all the way. Where does it say here, Jake? Is
3 paragraphs.
3 paragraphs in. In other words, don't expect a big
short paragraphs.
In the 3rd paragraph of the story, it says, "In other words, don't expect a big screen version anytime soon."
It's a pointless fucking article. It's an instant click article. Game of Thrones movie? Well, if you're into great Game of Thrones, you're going to want to click on that because it's like, oh shit, there's a Game of Thrones movie. That'd be awesome. And then you go on here, you read 3 fucking paragraphs. It's like, no, it's not going to happen.
This is once again
a bait and switch.
Can I make
this shit.
I need to make a call for renewed journalistic standards because I mean we've made fun of it before. We've talked about it before. You see it on videos and especially on Facebook. If you guys are Facebookers,
you'll never believe what happens in this video.
The first few minutes of this video surprised me. The last few minutes changed my life, and it's like, could you just tell me what
your life changed?
Can I just get a rough description of what this video is about?
No, you gotta click on it first.
Fuck you, I don't. Just tell me what I'm in for. Don't it's. You know what? It's exactly as bad as if we always did Bats in the Box. Where if we did that every night and it was the big thing that we were always doing on the show, it's like, well, there's a mystery, guys. Well, even though there's nothing of substance in this box, but you don't know, so you're going to be way too excited about it.
And we know you guys like what's in the box.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what's in the box, but if that was all the show was about and there was never anything interesting in the box, it would get pretty fucking old pretty quick.
Oh, it's another shoelace. It was just like last week. Not interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Let's go back to the chat here.
Rhinus
is here.
Always glad to have the Rhinus with us.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Man, which is good stuff. Xander from Buffy. Oh, in the in the trailer. Okay. Andrew Brett says I'm not sold on Johnny Depp. I haven't been sold on Johnny Depp in a while, but he's got chops. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, his presence alone isn't enough for me to want to get into the theater and see it. But like I said, on the other hand, he is a man of 1,000 faces, and he disappears in roles all the time. So it's usually worth the spectacle.
Yeah. Jed says the paper foam is made of... Oh, yeah, when we were talking about spray clean on the Oculus Rift, the paper foam is made of the worst status updates in Facebook history.
Oh, God, it would just disinfect everything.
I don't want to say who, but somebody really pissed me off about something. Just whatever.
Why don't you just say what you say to my face? You know who I'm talking to, but nobody else who's going to get in this thread knows. It's the worst. Oh, my God.
Nobody cares.
Okay, Jake, what does nobody care about?
It's nothing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Hey, Nicky Manti, joining us in the chat here. I've seen the Ghostbusters reboot. I have to see the Ghostbusters reboot.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna say this again because we brought up Ghostbusters again. Ghostbusters, the video game for the 360.
That's your Ghostbusters sequel.
It's awesome. It's awesome, guys. You get to be a goddamn Ghostbuster. How much more? You could probably find that game for like $5, which is crazy because it's good. It's real good. It's a real good game, you guys.
It's a good one.
Fucking do that. Oh, let's get to the... We're at like 50 minutes. Let's get to the other trailer here.
The other trailer for the movie Jupiter Ascending.
All right, so we're gonna drop this in.
We're posting the thing in there. You'll probably see the link before you hear us talking about the link. You can go there.
Hold your horses.
You can go there and check out the trailer. And we'll let you know when you got to turn it on. Get it ready, and you can't see us now because you've opened up another tab. So listen to the soothing sound of my voice.
Yeah.
Let me be your guide as you make your way through the internet to find a Jupiter Ascending trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, so
let's talk really quick. We can skip this. Back to Spider-Man. We were talking about Spider-Man last week. We won't get super into it. Apparently, Fox. This kind of ties in with the. So, Sony totally chomping at the bit to making a sequel to a movie that's not even fucking out yet.
They cannot wait. They are so excited.
Guess who else is? Fox. Fox has Fantastic Four 2 already on the docket for July 14th. They have the fucking exact date, July 14th, 2017. And there's another Wolverine sequel on March 3rd, 2017. Why? You don't even know if your movies are going to be good.
Wouldn't that be great if they just bombed, like, just
I want
so badly, and then they're like, oh, well, I guess we're going to have to rethink our release schedule we've already set for fucking 4 or 5 years in the goddamn future. Okay.
That would be funny if they got like caught in so many contracts and red tape that they had to make a movie, even though like everyone hated it. And it's like, oh, well, look at this.
Okay. We're going to watch this trailer, and then I believe we're going to have a little Walking Dead discussion with the last 10 or so minutes of the show. So get ready, go to your alternate window. You're looking at the Jupiter Ascending official trailer, and press play now.
Circle. Oh, there's a space city.
Oh, sinister space.
Well, somebody's a legend.
I'm sure this is the right one. It's hard. Okay. Camera.
Alright, some lasers.
Laser battles.
Channing Tatum. Gollum.
Magic Mike, what are you doing here?
Why you got elf ears, bro?
He's a space elf.
What in the hell is going on?
I'm a space elf from the space future.
One of the most powerful dynasties in the universe.
Why is this happening to me?
You are royalty. Your Majesty.
You are in for a surprise when you find out what I do for a living.
That's not what you do. It's what you want.
Yeah. Knew that was coming. Uh-oh, Sean Bean's in this one, guys. Sean Bean's gonna die in this movie. Look out.
No.
That's not a spoiler. That's a given.
Sean Bean never not dies. And always does. Oh yeah, this is the Wachowskis. That's the other... Yeah. They hit it pretty... I'll wait for a second here.
Your path is a very smooth.
Stunning
Is
visuals.
that... Wait, hold on. Was that Asgard?
No, I was going to say it's the alien planet from Star Trek Into Darkness. Where they started the movie out with like the red trees and everything.
Space has weird color trees, you guys.
We need a plan. We need firepower.
Why? He looks so weird! With the ears and he's got blonde hair with the...
This July, Channing Tatum is Drizzt Do'Urden.
Space Drizzt Do'Urden.
In space D&D.
Oh, they're making it hard.
Oh, there's dragons.
Space dragons. Space lady. Oh no, it's like Queen Amidala. There's gonna be a lot of Space Senate action.
Oh man,
guys.
this one's. Whew. Oh man.
Space.
Jupiter ascending. You know, looks pretty good.
In space, there is no up. How does it ascend? Just wondering.
Expand your universe. No, it looks pretty good. I'm kind of interested in that. Okay.
Yeah.
It gives a worth. It bears watching. It bears looking into as we get closer to its release. Let's figure out what you guys think. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna have someone join us here at the table. We're gonna have a little Walking Dead talk. I'm gonna give up my chair. Get in here.
All right.
Let's go the other way. Let's scoot the chairs. There's a chair over there.
I thought you might want to sit next to your wife.
No, but you have to scoot
He
your
does.
chair.
Don't worry.
You have
he
to scoot
does.
your chair and then take the other chair.
No, your chair.
Okay, I guess we're just gonna do it this way.
Poorly thought out.
This is poorly thought out, but here we go. My lovely wife with our lovely cat. Cat's a little camera shy, it looks like. But in any case, so Walking Dead, we're coming up on the end of the 4th season here. I'm sure some of you guys in the chat are up on your Walking Dead. What are we looking at here for the finale? What do you think?
Well, I didn't get a chance to watch that episode. We were supposed to watch it today, but well, they've definitely gone into pretty far in what the comics I know they have released are about.
Mm-hmm.
I've read Compendium 1 and Compendium 2's worth of comics. I haven't read the ones that have been released afterwards, which I know they have released a fair few.
Oh,
So it's an ongoing series.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an Image comic.
Mm-hmm.
And
One of the best things from Image.
I really don't want to give away, any spoilers.
We're gonna, you know what? If you are not totally up on your Walking Dead, it might be another time to turn down the volume here a little bit, and then wait for us to kind of go like this, because
we got about 4 minutes left on the recording.
Sure, but this is kind of a big one. The most recent episode that you've watched.
I watched the second to last one.
What's your reaction?
I assumed that was going to happen. They did change some characters around from the characters that they had in the book, but the children that they were involving you could see who was supposed to be
Lizzie and Meryl, right?
The little girls, yep. I know that was a big shock to a lot of people, and people really didn't see that one coming. Unfortunately, that is in the comics, though. It was different characters that did that.
Okay, so it's adapted through the comics, but with different characters.
So actually, I would say that The Walking Dead has managed to do that. The comics, almost all the characters have been represented, but every single one of them they've twerked or changed a little bit to keep it different from the show. Like in the very beginning of The Walking Dead, Andrea and her sister, their dynamic was pretty much how they had it in the show, only they reversed it. Andrea was the older sister, and she lived, but in the comics, it's actually the younger sister who lives in. That is who Andrea is. She was the younger sister. And yeah, so they changed it. They changed that. They changed little things. Sophia and Carol, that was something else that they definitely changed, but I could see why they wanted to change that with the character. They made Carol a much stronger female character, which I'd say, in comparison of the comics to the actual show, they've done a good job of representing strong female characters, but they haven't done it the same characters. But I actually prefer the strong characters they've been having in the show.
Okay.
Well, not Lori. And Andrea was... No. You know what? And Andrea in the comics is way better than Andrea in the show. Mm-mm.
But Michonne's totally badass.
Michonne was always the most badass. My God.
Okay, so there's some leeway in adaptation here. But given what you know with where the story goes in the comics and where the story's going right now, are we going to be coming down on some real big moments in the next season here? Some big shocking TV creating, phenomenons? Like, for example, I mean, the thing with the girls and Carol and everything from the second to last episode, it was kind of a big deal. People were talking at me like the whole week, like, "Hey, have you seen this yet? Can you believe they did that on TV?" And do we have more moments like that to look forward to in The Walking Dead?
Yeah, that's like the Red Wedding and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Like,
if you want to talk about Game of
TV's getting
Thrones.
some balls lately. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's HBO.
That's not TV.
It's not TV.
But yeah, concerning The Walking Dead, are there some real shocking storylines coming up in the future, do you think?
I feel like if they're going to stay close enough to where they were going in the comics at this point, this is when they're going to drop the other boot, or however you say that. Like, the kid gloves are definitely coming off. We got children murdering children. We're going to have, like, people just lying and defacing and basing. It's going to get intense. Because the apocalypse, it's not going to get better.
It's just going to get uglier from here.
And, I mean, everyone's pretty split up right now, and so they're having a hard time finding hope and hoping that they'd find each other. I know they all are going to this city, but with new city comes new people, and I mean, you don't know who you're going to be able to trust. We haven't seen too much of the dark stuff yet. I mean, they had their run-in with the governor, and that was pretty accurate to the comics, but at the same time, we haven't seen real desperate people. We haven't seen, like, cannibals or roves of just angry rapists, we haven't seen the dark stuff.
Bandits are kind of about as bad as it's gotten so far. People that are going to go ahead and kill you for whatever you have.
I mean,
a la Daisy.
As a Walking Dead fan, I do kind of Walking Dead role play a little bit in my head with Daisy. I can admit it, but
well, that's how I with Left 4 Dead every time.
but yeah, no, I can definitely. I agree. Once we start getting into real desperation, you start. I'm surprised we haven't gotten cannibals yet. Do you think cannibals are still too shocking for TV?
No, well, see, that's the thing. I don't think that it has been long enough.
Really? It seems like the zombie situation's been going on for
I don't think I think there's still, because considering how few survivors there are and how much like food you can get from cans and things still, I mean, like, canned food lasts for like 5 years.
Well, yeah.
Or
in actuality, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, there's like use by dates even for cans, and experts will tell you shouldn't really have this for more than a year or 2 years. But it's like, yeah, in that kind of situation, you're like, I don't know if this 128-ounce can of chocolate pudding is still going to be good to eat. You're going to open that son of a bitch up and chow.
Something else to take into account is they've been walking, they've been moving constantly, and it's been over 9
months. I get it! The Walking Dead is the people.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
shit.
Hold on, setting up the TNT on this can. Blew the lid off.
Blew the lid right off.
That's in the comics. That exact.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Good. You just pulled a record. Good job.
Okay.
Anywho.
Yeah.
But
we're gonna be out of time.
We're gonna keep talking after this. If you're watching the recording of this,
if you're watching,
you should totally be here.
This is the kind of shows we get up to.
We're doing the after
stuff
show.
we talk about.
Yeah. But for now, we're gonna stop the recording. If you're still here with us, hang out for just a second.
We'll be right. We're
gonna save this.
Yeah.
We actually got the whole fucking thing.
It's
recorded.
Amazing.
Look at that shit.
It didn't fail on
Good
us
job,
this week. So for J&TRE review, J&TRE review everything live. I'm Trev.
I'm Jake.
And this is my wife and Vanessa. And join us next time.
Yeah.
Night.